me? Why won't you answer me? But he's thinking carefully. He tried to calm her down, don't get hype. Couldn't defuse the situation and they started the fight. He made a wrong turn, then a left and a right. Now they was in a wooded area with not much light. Had it all go wrong, it was such a good night. Said she's gonna tell the bishop out of anger and spite. He said it's not a good idea to cause me this much strife. He should have told the truth and every lie got a price. But if it comes out to my wife, it's gonna be your life. Good night.
On the ones and twos, oh, hit him up with some of that DJ ish. No, but we in the building, man. Got a bunch of stories. Something that made me laugh on this song, man. Kevin Contazine, that man got some bad music. And he said, if it come down to my wife, it's going to be your life. Good night. Like,
right.
My mother is off limits. I was sitting and I was watching a episode of Judge Mathis with my reel, and the dude, I was totally caught off guard because the dude said, yeah, he brought his friend to court, and he said, I didn't know that he was a booty bandit, you know. And usually when they say stuff like that, he mean gay. You understand? That's what I thought the dude. And then when he came in, you understand, walked in, he was looking just like a damn freak. I mean, he looked like a complete pervert. So I was like, he looked like, he like boys. Okay, and he turned around. His thing was that he touches women. You know, he got demons on him so bad to where he just go around just squeeze just anybody, whoever the hell he feel like booty, he just squeezed the woman's booty, just like, you know what I mean? Straight up, this no lie, this was a real case on Judge Mathis, and this supposed to be this cat's best friend. And he said they was at a party, and he said he turned around and saw his wife smack the hell out of his friend. He saw his wife smack the booty bandit. So the booty bandit grabbed his wife. This supposed to be your best friend, dog. You hear me?
Yeah.
And then you know what this cat did? I'm sitting there, I was like, hold on, he did what? I'm scratching my head like, huh? I can't see my wife slap somebody because she's been violated. She was sexually assaulted.
Right.
And then I do nothing. This cat turned around and took him home and told him to sleep it off. I was like, man, I would have put him to sleep so I could.
God.
You understand? His jaw would have been broke. You understand? He'd have needed glass. Well, he wore glasses, but he had no eyes. He didn't need patches. You understand? He didn't need patches over them eyes. Because if it come down to my wife, it's gonna be your life. Good night. I just thought about that. It made me think about that when he said that song, man. But the booty man, the judge asked, he said, man, how many women did you do that to that night? He said, about 10. And the dude was laughing. He thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? And he said, man, I'm surprised somebody ain't put something in your head. Judge Mathis told him. Judge Mathis told him, I'm surprised somebody ain't put something in your head.
What's a lie here?
Go ahead.
Like, you just for real admitted to a judge that I've sexually assaulted 10 women on this night alone.
Yeah, you're a criminal, a whole criminal. You know? And like I said, I just can't imagine, me seeing that out. You understand? Like, man, and then notice this is what you do. And then notice you just touched my woman like that, dog. Oh my God. You just slept off for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up. You got so much rest.
God.
If you woke up, you'd have been a brand new person.
Damn right.
Straight up. Tell me. But man, it is what it is. But I thought about that, man. Shout out to Captain Kazazai, Captain Akkad, Abraham, man, Florida, everybody in Florida, Itazal, everybody that rap, man. They got music in the UPK. Can't forget Captain Taha War. You understand?
Yeah,
He got
right.
some, that one West to the Death till they bury me. Oh my God, that's still my classic, right? That's a classic. You know what I mean? But man, they all make great music, man. I actually, you know, I started liking rap again. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because they was losing me for a bit, you know, with some of that stuff, man. I like the beats more than anything as far as, you know, this you know, late rap, you know.
Salakia. That's all it's about.
It's all it's about.
Most of them don't have any lyrical content. It's about the beat. And that's why the beat is the only good thing to listen to anyway.
For real. You know, that's all I be rocking with, man. It's some of this new music. You know, it's just the beats. But like I said, they got lyrical content. Oh man, UPK get big. You listen to some of Captain Taha War music, Captain Cobb music, all of it, man. You know, all of it, man. I love it all.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Let's get into the topic, man. I wanted to hear. This is the last day of so-called Black History Month, right? So I wanted to give a shout out to one sister. I should have known. You understand? They number two. I should have known, right? But I remember, you know, Cap. I don't know if everybody know. Cap is a bit of a dinosaur, old age kind of guy. You understand? Some of this new stuff, you know, I just can't get with. You know what I'm saying? So for the longest, right, I was using MapQuest when GPS came up. Why you look at me like that? Hey, nigga, I use MapQuest. That problem. You understand? I had used MapQuest. Okay. MapQuest was popping before GPS came out. Right? Well, when GPS came out, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I turned around, and it was my business. I had a contract out in not Eureka. I forgot. Warrenton, I think it is. Yeah, I think in Warrenton, right? And this was a new subdivision that they had built. I mean, they just like went between two trees and just, you know, made a street. You know what I'm saying? And put some houses way up on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knew. I got lost for about an hour and a half. You understand? Drove past the damn thing about 1,000 times. The post office didn't know where this place was at. The police didn't know where this place was at. The fire department didn't know where this place. Nobody in any store, any gas station, wherever I went, I stopped and went everywhere. You hear me? And nobody knew where this street was. I'm not kidding. The post office didn't even know. The police did. Like, how you? I mean, damn, somebody call 911 and they stay on the street. How you gonna help?
So
you know what I'm saying? And nobody knew where the street was at. Go ahead.
So like it, the post office is the one who gives addresses out. Like you have, like your address comes from the post office, not the city or anything like that.
No, I'm not kidding. They didn't even have it on their map. They showed me the maps. I was there. I was right there. Even the big one in the office. They let me come back in the back and look at that one, and they still couldn't find it. No lie. This was not even. I mean, this had to have been so new. You know how they say they building houses overnight, and they actually had to build these houses and pave this road overnight, because nobody knew where this street was at. And I just so happened to stumble across the damn thing. The damn sign was way up in the goddamn. You know how normal street sign is just a little above stop sign or something. That had to be about 15 feet up in the goddamn earth. You know, this thing, it was. I'm telling you, I just so happened to be riding past one of them goddamn 1,000 times and just looked up and saw the goddamn sign. I said, son of a bitch. and hit them brakes so hard, hit that left, rolled up that damn thing, and went and handled my business on the house, on the property. And at that moment, I said, I'm getting a GPS. No more dinosaur. Okay?
Good.
So this was years ago, and Cap ended up buying a GPS. This was before Cap was Cap though. But I bought a GPS, right? And I've been in love with the thing ever since. If I go down the street, I'm a GPS, right? Straight up. If I'm just going right down the street, don't laugh at me. You hear me? I'm going to GPS where I'm going. I'm just kidding. But for real, when I got the GPS, I ain't gonna lie, that white woman has been irritating my soul. You ever make a legal U-turn? Whenever possible, turn right. You know what I'm saying? Make a left. You know, and I kept saying, I've been saying it ever since I've owned this thing. I said, when the black woman is on the GPS, I'll never have to reroute and get lost with it either. You okay?
Good.
You know that they reroute like crazy.
Good.
Rerouting. You understand? And I said, if when it's a black woman, it's gonna be all right. Cause you know Shaquita ain't gonna let you. Boy, you passing up my job. Where you going?
God.
She ain't gonna let you. This the street right here. She ain't gonna let you get off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She got to be to work in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I already had to wake you up. You got to drop her off. You understand? And oh my God, she got to get her morning cappuccino and all that. So she got 5 minutes to be. She ain't gonna let you miss. Ain't no reroute. You gonna get it right the first route. But I want to read this article right here. Read this.
So lucky. You sent it to the videos. The
Should say 228. One second, everybody.
So lucky. Keep refreshing it. It's just it has the 24th is an all that.
Today, 228.
Okay. Not there.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on. So you didn't get it.
Kind of the kind.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, I did not get it.
You
I
did
was
not get
confirmed.
it. Okay, no sweat. Let's try it this way. I'll send it this way. Alright. You should have it right now. Did I get it?
So you want me to refresh the whole page to make sure.
You should have it now.
Live.
Is it
Live on. I'm in that SDL videos articles.
So it still ain't come through.
I don't know. It's not.
See why I just do stuff always, see why I just use MapQuest instead of GPS? You understand? Esau's technology, boy, he has, what they say, a lot of glitches. He has a lot of glitches. You understand? It's supposed to work. It's good to have, you know. But sometimes you might run into an issue. You need this one? You got it on there? Just use the phone, huh?
Oh, yeah.
They got time to be typing and doing all that. Just use that.
Two guards.
That ain't the first one. Should be numbered.
Okay.
Oh, and real quick.
Oh, fuck okay.
Huh?
I got you.
Yeah, real quick, quick announcement, I forgot. The next up-and-coming food drive is going to be March the 5th, 2021, from 1 to 3 p.m. right outside of our school, 5261 Delmore Boulevard, man. Come, pull up, and full up your trunk.
Right.
Okay? And I said that on purpose. All right? Make sure you come and get some of that food. Yup. Plenty of it. Oh, and if anybody want to call in, got any questions, comments about anything, on topic, off topic, you can dial 712-832-8330, and the access code is 910-1409. All right, you got it. GPS.
Meet Gladys West, the black woman.
The who woman?
The black
The
woman.
black woman that I was praying for that made the damn GPS. Okay, people.
Who developed GPS technology.
She developed the GPS technology. You understand? Now, why didn't she put a sister's voice on there? You understand? Go ahead, though. And like I said, I'm not surprised at all because we invented every goddamn thing.
Right.
You understand? Who invented anything outside of us? I can't think of nobody. You know, now, of course, they got patents and they've stolen inventions and, you know what I'm saying? Even the brother that made the Super Soaker, man, that goddamn thing, I know has sold $100 billion worth of water gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they turned around and robbed, but he did go back and sue him. You know what I'm saying? He sued him, got a little more money, but still, you know, they own his invention now. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that, man, you know, because that brother made up something, and then the story was quite amazing. He's a scientist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He works in a lab, and he wanted a lab of his own. So he took the first deal, which was $1 million. You know, when put his own lab together. You know, but then he while he was at work, a reaction happened on one of the machines. And the machine set off and shot a chemical all the way across the room. And by him being a scientist, knowing what happened, he said, damn, we can do this with water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he took that and made that pump action water gun that my kids look, oh my God, they mama got the big super. Big jumbos. Oh my God. I'm going with them things one day. I said, oh boy. They better get in. So, he made that with the, took that same reaction, and he knew that that machine did set off at his job and made one of America's greatest damn toys for kids. And they robbed that brother. But he ended up, I think he got 30 when he went back. Did he get like 30 mil when he went back?
I believe somewhere around that ballpark.
And guess what? That's still robbed. He still got robbed. Even though he went back and got a cool 30 mil, okay, he still got robbed, okay? And that's what they do, you know? It's all kinds of class action lawsuits on houses and cars and every damn thing, man. You know, California, that's about the biggest state for that, ain't it? They always get sued for something, you know?
Yeah.
Good. And no wonder California has, and I'm saying they get sued for mistreating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not because they just mistreating white people so bad. But they just got hit with, they said a worse case than COVID, of the COVID than Africa had. Because you know Africa got this old weird strain, you know what I'm saying? They got the weird strain now, they say it's deadly. And it's, you understand? It's nothing the vaccine can do about that one. And so California now has a COVID strain worse than the one in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And look at how they mistreat our people. Go ahead, read that a little bit and then jump to the next one.
Most of us use global positioning system, GPS, technology, in one way or another on a regular basis.
Look, the black woman made a GPS to space.
God.
How did NASA even get there? If it wasn't for the goddamn black woman, man. If it wasn't for us, you understand, then this place would be terrible. Okay, it would be a horrible place to live. All right, keep on.
Sucking. To add to locations on social media posts or to ask the navigation system in our car to direct us to where we need to go. We do it without even thinking about how the technology behind GPS was developed or by whom. Albert Einstein is, of course, a household name, and GPS wouldn't exist without him and his crucial theories of special and general relativity. But Gladys West is just as important. Only her name isn't familiar to most people.
She's only important. You understand? She created that. Don't bring up no Albert Einstein. You understand? They don't do that when they're getting recognition for something.
Right.
They don't turn around and bring up all the goddamn slaves. You understand that they murdered and taken the slaves? I would like to mention all the slaves, all of the Native Indians. This would not be possible. You understand? When they break ground and cut the ribbon and do all that. If it wasn't for the Native Indians, us robbing them and stealing this land, we would not be able to open this new Starbucks right here. You understand? They don't do that. They open up the new Starbucks, okay? And then guess what? For Black History Month, they got to turn around and mention the so-called white man. You understand? And try to drown out, our people. Jump to the next one. I just wanted to put that one out there, man. Another one, you understand, another successful and great damn invention by our people.
Right.
And like Arnold said, that her name is not even known very much. You know what I'm saying? Because guess who gets the credit for the GPS? Whoever the name is on the box, Garmin. You know what I'm saying? What's some other name? They got a couple of them.
I just use my
On the phone.
I just use
Google. What's the one on iPhone? What's the one on iPhone?
Don't use that. Salakia, that is okay. So it's plenty of trash talk between Android and iPhone, but even iPhone users to tell you don't use that GPS. It is
Team Android, baby.
yeah, that iPhone apps is famously trash.
It
So
It is. iPhone period is trash. What trash is? Take one. I got Jordan.
God.
Give me Android. Man, you remember when they came out, everybody was scared of the phone.
God.
Thinking that you need a little robot and all that. They was going to start taking control of people and doing. I was like, come on. Now they can't stay off the goddamn thing.
Right.
They were so scared of the phone at first, but they used their whole life on the damn phone.
God.
Lose a phone, you gotta have contact backup. You know what I mean? You gotta have life backup on your phone because that's where you live at.
God, and that's like this. That's just like them with everything else that comes out. Whether it be a vaccine or technology or a new car or anything. It's always some nut talking about it's gonna take over your life and they take over everything. Crazy people.
Now with the intro of nobody mentioned this but the ISUPK.
God.
How the camera system on the car, the censoring system, how it's supposed to censor people, period. It said that black people may be getting hit because guess what? somehow it's not picking us up. It's supposed to just pick up your body heat. You understand? Not black body heat or white body heat. You understand? You got that next one? It's not supposed to just pick up the body heat and black, white, Chinese, African. It's supposed to just pick up body. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, on when you see the movies, you'll see the gun, you know what I'm saying, the night vision and all that, to where it just picks up the person's heat. You can't tell who that is that Esau about to shoot, but you see it's a person.
Right.
And that's how the GPS system in vehicles is supposed to do when you back it up, you driving, when you got the lights on the side, on the inside of your car, or rear view mirrors, when they start flashing when a person walk past, so you trying to park, somebody walk past, it might set off a sound, ding, 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 something like that. They said black people might start getting hit because it's not even picking you up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's right. Now, they wasn't scared of that.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't scared of that at all. But they scared of the phone. They scared of the phone. You know what I mean? Go ahead and read it, brother.
My husband and I thought education was a way out of poverty. Now we're $718,000 in debt.
Wee! Whoa, talk about education being the key.
Right.
Good goddamn right. It's the key to the white man's goddamn checking accounts.
Kind. Right.
Because, first of all, education should not cost as much as it does. It really should not, man. You understand? The white man, what's so sad is now how they play games with that too. Like, for instance, when you go and apply for a job, or you find out, just say, for instance, you're what do they say, soul search, trying to see what it is you want to do in life, what you want to be, and then when you check on it, you gotta have a bachelor's, master's, PhD, some associate, some type of degree, X amount of college hours, X amount of work hours, whatever it is, whatever the requirements are for the job. And then when you go get the requirements for that job, they can turn around and tell you that you're now overqualified. Now that right there, now he has to be the devil.
Right.
How on earth do you give me a list that says you have to do X, Y, and Z in order for me to even consider giving you this position? Right? And then when I go and I fulfill the X and the Y and then the Z, and then when I come back to you and I give you my credentials, then you tell me I'm overqualified and did too much.
Right. Good.
How on earth is that? You know what I'm saying? And this ain't the first story of this happening. This has been happening since I was a kid. And I remember talking to a brother when I forgot how old I was, but I was a teenager. And this old head was in the, it was Kroger's back then. Kroger's grocery store.
Yeah.
And he, I think Kroger's went all down south now, right? I think all of it. Anyway, he turned around, the brother pushing the buggies, right, old man. And so me and him just was talking, you know what I'm saying? Me and him started the conversation. I don't even know how, you know what I'm saying? My mom sent me to get a buggy, and then he said something to me. She's sitting there waiting on me, looking at me, and he saying, boy, how old are you? You know, he said, you going to college? This and that, blah. He just, asked me. And I said, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. And I said, what about you? Did you go to college? He said, yeah, I went. He said, I got 2 master's degrees. I said, well, what you doing in here pushing buggies? He said, I can't get a job in my field. And that has happened to a lot of brothers and sisters, man.
Right.
They go and they try to live out their damn dreams, and they want to be a, doctor, lawyer, veterinarian, whatever, architect, whatever it is, carpenter, plumber, whatever it is they want to do in life, whatever skill that they want to possess. You understand? They turn around and go and get what they need, and then turn around and cannot get a job in the field. So going to college, it's great. You understand? Ain't nothing wrong with it. But man, make sure you go and get in the right damn field. Don't do no bogus stuff. Like for instance, you remember a couple years back when that article hit. I mean, this is actually on the news too. And we pulled this out as well. But they had said that they featured what's that on brand? Is that WashU? What college is that on brand? Is that WashU?
Grand?
Yeah, Grand and there's several colleges right. There's Harris Stowe right there on brand.
SLU.
SLU?
SLU.
Okay,
WashU was in the Forest Park, New City.
Yeah, SLU was the biggest one. But they had said that a lot of their students, and of course it was black students, right, was going to college getting degrees that didn't even have jobs. You understand? Now who under the ground the devil? You understand?
Right.
To do something like that. To turn around and make a damn industry when ain't no industry. You go to college to get the degree to get into this field, and there ain't no field. Who under the ground is the devil? I would like to go meet that guy. He's probably cool.
Right.
You understand? The guy under the ground, the red guy with the horn sticking up out of his head and the pitchfork, he's probably cool as hell. But the devil that got you signing up at SLU, St. Louis University, the Harris Stowe, and Washington University, and Forest Park, all these damn schools, you going to get a degree and ain't even no goddamn field for you to work in once you done. Now here it is, guess what? You just said that. You in that because you sat in his class and you so-called got his education. You learned what he taught you. And now you got to pay that money back.
Right.
There was a sister in Home Depot, right? When I was doing my property, my rehab today. Man, this sister was doing the graphics and the designs and things back in the what's that department out with the cabinets and the doors and all that? You know what I'm talking about? With the countertops and all that.
Like, is that millwork?
I think millwork is where they cut the wood at, right? I can't remember, but you know what department I'm talking about, with the cabinets, and the doors, and you know all that stuff. Right? And the sister that used to do all of my designs, right? She was in college for it, trying to. This was 10, 12 years ago, right? And she went to college to do this design, spent $62,000, I believe she said it was, for her to go to college. And guess where she still worked at? Home Depot. 12 years later, after going to college, spending $62,000 to get, went to one of the best colleges and all this kind of stuff, man. And she still worked at Home Depot. Do you understand? That's ridiculous. Read a little bit more.
Otis and I were students in the same second grade class in Cleveland back in the 90s. It's like the 1990s. I distinctly remember his braces and big ears. He was quite
You know she loved her husband.
God.
Them braces and them bigger. She thought he was just the cutest little bigger bracelet thing. You understand? She loved her man.
God.
Go ahead.
He was quite mischievous, and I may have fallen in love with watching him run on the playground. The sun beaming on his metal grin. The little girl back then with curly pigtails and unlaced K-Swiss shoes had no idea she was staring at her future. When my family moved to another city in Ohio, I assumed that I would never see Otis again. That was until the birth of social media, which changed everything. 10 years later, his Facebook request sparked our destiny. It was in the summer of 2008, the best summer of my life. We were both...
Was she stalking? Was she stalking Otis?
He requested her. He sent her the friend request.
Okay. Oh, he was stalking.
We were both 18 and headed off to separate colleges. Starting a new relationship was very ambitious of us. Our friends thought we were crazy, but this just felt right. Otis wasn't like most guys. Since the age of 16, he knew that he was going to be a dentist. I knew that Otis, a dentist, kind of.
Okay.
I knew that Otis was a stable man that needed to build a successful life with. That's like that I needed to build a successful life with.
Wait, say that again. What did this woman realize about her man?
I knew that Otis was a stable man.
She knew that this brother right here was stable, right?
Yeah.
She knew this was the one.
Yeah.
And what did she do? She kicked in high gear. You understand? She didn't just want to turn around and just get taken care of.
God.
You know, he finna be successful if I'm gonna just live off him.
God.
She came to add to this brother.
Right.
You understand? And that's a note, sisters. You understand? When you come into a relationship, bring something to the table more than some butt cheeks and some sour melons.
Good.
We know you got that. We see them. You know, we can see them a mile away. At least I can, even with my glasses off. Okay.
Good.
But look at her. Bring something else to the table. All right. Go ahead.
Go. I think of our troubled past. I think of our troubled pasts. We were driving forces in our relationship. I grew up in the inner city of Cleveland. My parents were teenagers when I was born, and I don't remember them ever being together. I lived with my mom most of the time, and she did the best she could, raising 6 children alone. Although my family was on welfare and frequently moved around, my parents would consistently remind me of the importance of education and financial independence.
Okay, so it's like damn near everybody, man.
Okay.
You know, you come up in a poor situation, and you want to turn around and you want to fix that when you become an adult. So you start, as a child. You say, you know what, man, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to, get a good job, a career, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So that I can turn around and when I have children, I can make a better life for them. And ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what you're supposed to do. You understand? I want my children to be greater than me. You understand? Not just like me. I want them to be greater than me. You understand? Keep going up.
Okay. We struggled. That's like it. There was no college accounts and no trust funds. We struggled to live, and the college was my answer to break the cycle. Otis, on the other hand, grew up in a stable home. His parents were married, lived in the suburbs, and made a profitable living as successful real estate brokers. When Otis turned 12, his family's stability came spiraling down. It started with the tragic death of his older brother and the incarceration of his father. His mother tried to support the family on her own during the recession. Every bit of their savings was used, but overall, they were unable to recover. Otis and I were young, hopeful, and eager to learn from our parents' mistakes. Together, the sky is the limit. I applied to Miami University of Ohio after reading a mail brochure. The school launched a scholarship program for the underprivileged students. I was accepted and later committed to the university without any idea where it was or what the campus looked like. Attending Miami was the best decision, and not only was the majority of my tuition covered, but with scholarships, but the campus was beautiful. I graduated in 2012 with $23,025.88 in student loans. With my English degree in hand, I was ready to face the world, chase down a dream job in a magazine publishing, but I was stuck. I had 0 leads.
Went to college, got the degree,
got it
in hand,
God.
ready to start presenting that thing with her resume, and she was stuck.
That's Salakia.
Go ahead.
Most people in Cleveland don't know where Miami University is, and they got billboards all over the city for Miami University. Now, honestly, for her, it would have been a lot better had she gone to Cleveland State. But the advertising for Miami was so prevalent in the city of Cleveland. Like, she said she graduated in 2008. Yeah, I graduated 4 years before her from the same city. It's all over. They pushed Miami University. It's in the middle of the country, it's in southern Ohio, and Cleveland is the only thing north of Cleveland is Canada, right? So it's basically and they're not. All the Miami University advertisements are on the east side where the Nakers live. On the west side, where well, about West 25th is where Ephraim lives, but then further west than that, where the Edomites live, there's no advertisements for that.
Right.
But it's only in our neighborhood. They basically try to get you to leave there and come and live in the country. Kinda.
Exactly. Is it even accredited?
It's accredited. It's accredited. They have football team and everything. It's just it's in the middle of the boonies. And they have, and again, they have a football team, but their football team is trash, which is why they advertise in the Nakers area to try to build up their sports.
So they can get some Nakers
Kind.
run. Like 40 going west, and so they can win.
Like they have a game where they play Ohio State every year. It's not a real game, but you.
I got you. I got you. There's no sweat. Damn right. Go ahead, Lord. Keep reading.
All right. Let's see. I had zero leads on where to start job hunting and lacked the confidence to try. I was frozen. Otis had to stay in Pennsylvania for another year to finish his degree in biology at Lincoln University. So I made the decision to go back home to Cleveland and work until Otis graduated. From there, we would make plans to get married and move to wherever he was accepted into dental school. Life did not go as planned. Otis and I could not secure high-paying jobs, and Otis accumulated.
What did you say?
Otis and I could. Life did not go as planned.
Life is not going as planned. Not in this place.
Yeah.
The plan for you in America is to completely fail.
Right.
You understand? That's why they turn around and do stuff like what you just said. They'll advertise in the Nakers neighborhood. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't want you going to regular college with everybody else.
Yeah.
You go to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, don't stay in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stay away from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they do that. They target the audience all the time. Like, for instance, with a commercial. I forgot the name of that university here. But they had the brother with the hat that turned to the back. Hey, man, all you do is sit on the couch, watch TV all day anyway.
So I like
It's
it.
going to secure your future. Go ahead.
Everest.
Everest, yeah. Right. Do something that's going to secure your future. Then they turned around and put the sister out there. After they had the brother so long, you understand, they put the sister out there. That was, I think she was a nurse or something like that, became a nurse. And then she got all this jewelry on. She got all her rings on. She got all her damn earrings in her ear. She had gold teeth in her mouth. It looked good. I ain't saying nothing wrong with the jewelry, but just saying, they targeting an audience. They're targeting some black people that don't have the jewels. They want the jewels, right? They don't have the gold teeth, they want the gold teeth. They don't have the rings, but want the rings. You understand? And guess what? She said, if I can do it, you can do it too. You know what I mean? And that was what that commercial, that was a targeting an audience. It wasn't for black. No white person went to Everest. No white person turned around and saw that commercial and said, "Oh boy, I'm going there." You know what I mean? They did not do that. But niggers signed up left and right to go to Everest Convention. Go ahead.
So lucky. Like, and a lot of this is repeated, and like you said, it's targeted advertising. If they actually wanted to bring truth to those people and get them the education they needed, most people, especially in our neighborhoods, don't need college. They need to go to vocational school so they can get a trade. So you can work in construction and learn how to fix your own community, and how to be a mechanic and work on cars, how to build your own. Because this system, these colleges, these schools, they're not set up for us. In fact, the school system as it is now was set up to be best suited for white women. Like, that is the demographic that the school system is set up for. With the amount of time you have to sit in class, with the way homework is done, with the way expectations are set up, they're all set up and geared towards white women. So that's why black women have a bit better of better of a chance in the education system, but black men have no shot in this educational system. It's made for the exact opposite of you.
Let's play basketball.
But you still get no education.
No.
You just because most of those people,
They pushing forward.
most of those people, you see these people who are going to the NFL sound like they, ate a couple lead paint chips, but you gotta realize these people got college degrees.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? How did you learn anything?
Like Shaq.
Cause, like,
Shaq
but
didn't know how to talk.
this, he had to take speaking classes
Yeah.
after he got out of
He
college.
got out of college.
So, like,
Making some money.
they're taking our people and making us believe that the only way to succeed in this society is to join into their system.
Right,
And
right.
the educational system is just an extension of Christianity, which is white supremacy system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all this is. And they bury you in debt. They bury you in debt, and then you still the first fired, last hired. You still can't find a job in your field.
Like the sister just
God.
said, stop.
God.
Can't even get a good job. We got degrees. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We got whole degrees and can't even land a good goddamn job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's life in this place right here. You know? And you gotta make sure that you're making the right decision, man. Even though I'm not saying that they, just intentionally just messed up.
God.
They didn't. They sound like they had it together.
God.
Sound like she had a vision. She saw him, and she helped. Wanted to help him and build with him and be there for him and do
God.
She did everything right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just this system, this place,
God.
is not designed for us to prosper.
God. And
You know what I mean?
Salakia,
Go ahead.
this is another way you can see that this is not a just system, right? Because in all honesty, education should be free. Why?
It should
Because
be.
you don't want, because if you're running a nation, if you're running a society, you want the best suited people to be as educated as possible to contribute to your society, right? So this person may be a genius, but because they're poor, they have no chance to get the education, to excel, and to propel your society forward.
Right.
Like,
right.
that's why education should be free. Like, you don't know how many people who are washing cars that would actually be the best heart surgeons in the world if they only had the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So, or if they only had the money. Like, that's why this society is it's wicked in every aspect of it. It is deceitful and horrible to its core.
It is. It is. Like you said, a lot of our people, man. You know how many brothers is educated like hell, but it's crackheads. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know a bunch of them, man. Running right around here in this city, but got degrees out the ass, smart as hell. You know what I mean? And just like you said, because we poor, you know what I'm saying? We ended up falling for, the snares and the traps of the goddamn devil, man, of our oppressors. And now, look at them now, going in and out of prison, have nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know some brothers, man, that, had good jobs. I'm talking about brothers that, I know some architects, now crackheads. You know what I'm saying? I know, this one, I can't think of what he did, man, but he had a good job too, man. That cat was smart as hell, and, man, just down the tools, man.
Right. And Salakia, but, if you actually step back and look at it, right, most of these kids in the hood who didn't have a shot, like, they quote-unquote drug dealers and gang members now, but if you actually look at what they're doing, these people are logistics experts. They're inventory management specialists. These people can are some of the best accountants you will ever find. They will never lose a penny. They know where every single thing is. Like they're better than that LPA that you would hire who has multiple degrees just naturally without being educated. Right? So imagine, and most of them are doing this. I would say about 99% of them are doing this because they have no other opportunity.
Right.
Now, if they had the opportunity, they would be, and this is why we can't have that opportunity. This is why we can't have that shot. Because as soon as we get it, we run and take over everything.
You no longer be a crackhead.
Con.
You no longer be a drug dealer. You no
Con.
longer be in the prison system. You'll be running someone's system in a warehouse or a hospital or what, you know what I'm saying?
Con.
Or something like that, man. Damn airport. You'll be doing that. And that's not what they want for you. You understand? Skip to the next one.
Con, yeah.
They don't want for you to run anything. You understand? They want you to run it for them. You understand? They'll hire you to run, their business, but after that, nah, that's it. Cut it off. You ever go to a hotel at night? Who's working at night?
Oh.
You got neighbors at
Con,
night.
always.
But then in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Who's at the front desk in the morning? The devils.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's the face they want everyone to see.
Con.
They know in the daytime, some people was travelers when they come in, with planes. At night, not too many people was coming in at night, so who cares? Let the neighbors work at night.
And Slovakia, that's where they do most of their bookkeeping. That's where they do most of their accounting for the day. That's where most of the actual work is done when they're not face-to-face dealing with customers. So they have the neighbors doing the real work. And then they just basically up there putting on the face of the company. Like every other company.
Every other company, exactly. In these restaurants, who's in the back cooking the goddamn food?
Yeah.
Well, who gets the credit for it? Martha Stewart is on TV getting the credit for being one of the world's greatest little fat white chefs. And guess what? The woman couldn't even cook.
Oh, fuck it. Paula Dean.
Huh?
Paula Dean.
Who was that?
Martha Stewart.
She died, didn't she?
No,
That was fake news?
yeah,
Okay.
she had the show with Snoop.
Huh? No, I read that.
God.
But I saw an article recently that said she died. She ain't died? I thought they said she died. That might have been fake news. I just saw it and skipped over that. But Paula did, he right there. Because what's the name? Skinny. Martha Stewart, Skinny. That's the criminal. That's the one that went to jail.
The felon, Yeah, Martha Stewart.
Still on TV. Still on TV.
So
Trying to be a felon.
Well, that's what they say.
Brother be a felon. He can't get a job. He can't get an apartment. You can't do nothing.
Sorry, that's what they say on that show with Martha and Snoop. There's only one felon on the show.
I'm telling you.
And it ain't Snoop. God.
It ain't Snoop. You hear me? It's the white woman, man.
God.
And she's still on TV. Got right out of jail. But what about some taxes?
Insider trading. She knew she had advanced knowledge of some stocks and see Moonkai.
She was getting that money.
Kind.
She was getting that money, and Esau don't want you to do what he do. Instead of getting that money. And she was getting it. And got her butt locked up. But yeah, Paula Dean couldn't even cook. You understand? She knew nothing about cooking. If it was a black woman that she hired. As a matter of fact, the woman Paula Dean is a whole criminal. She stole this woman's recipes. You understand? Took all of her recipes and now is on TV making millions of dollars, claiming it as if she actually came up with those recipes. You understand? And now she's in Walmart, she's in Target, she's on every damn shelf, she's on every pot and pan and spoon in America. You understand? But the sister, you know what she still work at? She still work for Paula Dean. She's still getting minimum wage. She still live in a trailer in the hood. You understand? She still she don't even own a car. The sister don't even, Paula Dean would even, she promised her millions of it. She promised, she said, oh, girl, when I get rich, you're a rich too. What a joke. Who believed that? You understand? That sister don't even own a vehicle. She's still on public transportation. Paula Dean didn't even give her a car. Said, you know what, since you Look at me and look at you. Here's
God.
a, you know what I mean? Here's a nice car, at least.
Mhm.
Couldn't even do that. Couldn't even do that. The woman still ain't making like, she's not even like the top chef in the world. You know what I mean? Like what she should be. She should be. She is the damn top chef, not Paula Lee. But that's how they do us, man.
Huh?
You know what I mean? That's how they do. They get all the credit for doing every damn thing.
Okay.
They take it. You know? They take it. Who wants to see Aunt Jemima cook? You know what I'm saying? Versus Paula Dean. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather see Paula Dean's face versus Aunt Jemima. And her damn, what's the things when black woman wear her head?
What, the stars? Or bonnet?
The bonnet. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't see you cooking in your bonnet and your robe. You understand? No. More Paula Dean up there. You understand? Which is ridiculous. White woman can't even cook. But that sister made all the recipes, man.
Okay.
Everything Paula is, she did that, and sister's nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The sister is nothing, gets nothing, got nothing from that white woman, man. And you ain't gonna get nothing from these people. They have like this woman don't even feel bad for that. You understand? And you got to know who we talking about. They are the devil.
Right.
You understand? Our oppressors, they are the devil, man, and they have absolutely no compassion in their heart at all for you and your suffering.
God.
They had a picture of the woman and her trailer falling apart. All of these look back and say, damn, I did rob the lady. Let me at least fix her crib for her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Let me put a new double wide, triple wide on this damn thing.
God.
Let me hook her up. Nope. She didn't do it. You understand? Don't even care, man.
God.
They care less. That's all of them. That's all of them.
So like it.
Go ahead.
That's all of them since we've been here.
Since we've been here.
It ain't nothing new. It's nothing to be surprised over. Like, I mean, we what haven't we built in this country? What haven't we done in this country?
Right.
And we have credit for none of it. So I don't see why any of us trust any of them with anything they say.
Right.
Like, they've proven who they are.
Yeah.
They've proven what they will do. So why do we keep acting like we haven't seen it?
Go ahead, read that next.
Calm down. 2 guards attacked at St. Louis City Justice Center.
Man, they down there. They set it on fire. They then they bust out some of the windows. They been going crazy down there, man. Our brothers and our sisters that's in them holes, man. You know they mistreated. They had they said there's somebody dead in there.
Okay, I believe it.
Yeah. I forgot how many days they said they left them in there. We just leave it there. But, I mean, it just show how they just don't care nothing about our lives at all. It's like James yesterday at camp. He was trying to act like we're all one people. He cares and this and that. As soon as I mentioned Michael, he was a criminal. He stole some cigars. But does that mean that he loses his life though? Because he stole some cigars. If that was true.
Wow.
You understand? If it was true. Because that stuff they put out on the news, they wasn't even the correct story.
It's a lot.
And then, what got me about that is when they were saying that he was selling drugs, right? He said he was selling the dope. But if you look on the camera, they were saying that he was supposed to got it from the Arabs. Supposed to sell the dope for the Arabs. So if he is selling the dope and he's getting the dope from the Arabs, why is that Arab store still open? Why did none of those Arabs not even go in for questioning? They didn't even pick them up and say, hey man, we saw you doing a suspicious transaction on this video. Looked like you and Mike Brown was selling drugs. Is that true? You understand? They didn't even do that. The store is still open.
Yeah.
They still open, still selling drugs, still selling cigarettes, still selling weed. They sell more drugs than anybody. Them Arabs, they are selling, out of, and I hate the fact that they are using our people to do it. You understand? Have our people hanging out in the goddamn place. You know what I mean? And using us for their evil game, man. You know what I mean? And that's why I get out of that mess. Leave them and they, whatever they got going on, alone. You understand? If you have to, go get your gas. You understand? Get you a bag of chips and juice. Get the hell up out of there. You understand? But if he was selling drugs like what they claim, then why isn't the Arab man they claim he got the drugs from in prison? Why he hit brain broke out for selling drugs? You understand? This is what you did. Right? You want to say he was a drug dealer and you killed him, so okay, go kill the person that he got the drugs from. Keep going down the line. You understand? Up the line. You understand? Keep going up the damn line and go get everybody responsible.
Right.
They killed an innocent brother, and James said he should have got killed. Just because he stole some cigarettes. Go ahead, bro.
Salakia. The biggest part of that entire report that those people seem to forget is that the call about a robbery first was made from a Quick Trip, not that store.
Right.
Second, it was made after whatever that man's name is, stopped Michael Brown. He had no idea of the call at the time that he stopped and killed Michael Brown.
Right.
They're two completely separated events, and they put them together.
Yep.
So the fact that, he stole something. Who said he stole something? Nobody told that police officer that he stole something. The police officer just saw a young black man walking in the middle of the street, and that's what got him murdered. Not any other thing.
Right.
Not any other circumstance. None of that was a factor until after he was dead. They tried to put the stories together, but at the time when it happened, that police officer had no idea of any of that. He just saw two black men walking down the street. That's it.
Yep. So I mean, we're going to be the target. We're going to be the criminals. We're going to be the ones we're the bad guys.
Good.
Yes, go ahead.
That's the exact same thing as Trayvon Martin. Exact same thing. Young black man walking down the street. That's all he did. Walking down the street, going towards his home.
Drinking
Arizona tea and some Skittles. God.
What they gonna like snacks? You know what I'm saying? My kids, they want snack every goddamn day. I hate that I got my kids some sandwiches. They tell Daddy, can you bring the snack home? They call me with a request. Hey, Daddy, can you stop eating these hot chips?
Right.
They like, Daddy love them hot chips. Hot food. Oh my God, my whole house loves everything hot. I got to buy my own hot sauce. My kids are turn up. You know what I'm saying? They where hot sauce at. So like I said, they call me with their own little personal request. Everybody want their damn snack. And that's all this brother did. And the devil on the phone talking about, they always get away. What the hell was he doing? What the hell did you watch him go and leave the premises and then come back with a smack? He was hungry. And you called in on George Zimmerman called the police on this dude. He's walking, eating a snack and drinking the tea. And he said they always get away. And that wasn't even his first time doing that. He did that several times. He used to call on it was another spot that he stayed in to where the kids used to ride their bikes and skateboards and stuff in the street. You know what I'm saying? And he would call the police on the kids playing and hopscotch and jump rope. And these kids is playing, man. They having fun. You know, I used to do that. Like my kids in the neighborhood, they used to love coming over my house because my boys got their basketball hoop. And what little nigga don't like playing basketball? So, you know, I knew that the parents wasn't so hot about, you know, people going, their kids going in people's backyards where they couldn't see them. So I bring the hoop out in the street, let them shoot out there. I just sit out there and watch them, just make sure, you know, nobody hit kids. And it worked out fine. The neighbors was like, oh, that's cool, we like that. You know what what I'm saying? Because they ain't, I ain't gonna go to nowhere, but I just didn't want them to worry about their children. They're safe over it. You know what I'm saying? So I turn around and just make it comfortable for you, to where you can look out your front door and see your kid.
Right.
And then you'll see me right there watching. So you can go in there and do your thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You cook, whatever, watch TV, whatever it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I never saw them and, riding their bikes and playing football and catch and doing all that. And I wanted to call the police on them, man.
Yeah.
These devils are idiots, man. You understand? Go ahead.
That's lucky. So there's an organization. There's an organization, a national neighborhood watch registry, right? So certain communities sign up to have a neighborhood watch, and they all register, right? That community had a nationally recognized neighborhood watch that was registered. George Zimmerman was not a member of that neighborhood watch, and he was, and like you were saying, he had a record of harassing people, which was why he was not a part of their registered neighborhood watch, which was something that was enforced by that city. So he was already breaking city ordinances by sitting there watching him in the first place.
Right.
Because there's protocol that are given to people for neighborhood watch, as in what you're supposed to do. Call the police. Follow all police instructions.
Right.
Wait until the police arrive. That is their protocol. And not being a member of that, he did everything exactly opposite of that. He did not simply watch, he followed. He called the police and disobeyed each instruction they gave him.
It's like they told him, no. We don't need you to follow him. Don't follow him. Anyway.
Because that's the protocol.
Exactly.
So he disobeyed the protocol, which was sanctioned by the city.
What if you get yourself hurt? We don't want you that's say not in that instance, but if you're helping to stop and prevent crime happening in your area, we don't want you to get hurt.
Right.
So just stay back. They told him, no. Where do you live at? What's your address? That's where we'll meet you at. You understand? And he still followed him, approached him, like you said, because he was not on neighborhood watch. And even if he did know, he wouldn't have gave a damn anyway.
Right.
He would have did exactly what he did, which was murder him. You understand? And follow him, murder him, racially profile him, say he's a criminal because he's wearing a hoodie. White boys wear hoodies.
Slocky.
Go ahead.
In the rain.
It
was raining.
Yeah, it was
So
raining.
He's a criminal because he's wearing a hood in the rain.
Yeah. They got him in that little raincoat. He had a 12 gauge or an AK, or he had a Draco under there.
Oh, God.
He would have had the Draco under that raincoat. This guy, he's getting away. He has a Draco under his raincoat. You understand? It's ridiculous, man. But that's how they are. That's how they view us. You understand? We're nothing. They're the greatest criminals ever.
Yeah.
You understand? The black man became a criminal once he turned around and got integrated with this place. Thanks to Martin Luther King. You understand?
Right.
That's how the black men weren't committing all these crimes. We weren't trying to be criminals.
Yeah.
You understand? We was teaching our kids back in the day, like, hey, don't do that. No, you work for what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not no goddamn going around stealing. But hell, man, when you destroy people and you teach them your ways, what do you expect for them to do?
Yeah.
They're going to do exactly what you did, which is steal, you know what I'm saying? Rob, kill, murder. You understand? Nothing but eat. Okay? So, but that's all right.
That's a lot.
We're going to stop that, though.
Let's not forget, put drugs in that community.
Oh, yeah.
You
really warp their brain.
That's how you get to all the other stuff.
Exactly.
You get the drugs. Well, now you gotta steal. Now you gotta rob. Now you gotta kill.
Yep. Give them the weed. Give them the crack. You gotta sell ass. Now you gotta prostitute now.
Yeah.
You gotta do whatever you gotta do to get high. Ridiculous, man. Yeah. Jump to that next one real quick. Because that one I just wanted to bring that out to show. You know what I'm saying? That our people that's down there, they still going through quite a bit in these holes. This is another article too, to where they was leaving a lot of people in prison in some dangerous situations after that COVID. You know what I mean? They had a sister, they had her locked up in the cell and would not let her out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that COVID was running rampant down in there, and they would not let this sister go, man. You understand? It was terrible. What's the next one?
St. Louis police officer accused of using a fake doctor's note.
Okay, now, look at this. Read it.
Okay.
Read it.
Okay. A St. Louis police officer has been charged with forgery after authorities say he presented a fake doctor's note indicating he had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Now, how is it that a cop, a white cop, can get charged with forgery, faking a doctor's note, but take a whole black, Hispanic, or Native Indian life and don't get charged at all?
Right.
Now you know that these people have got to be evil.
Damn right.
As many of them that have, what's the latest one that, Anthony Lamar Smith, what was the cop's name that murdered him? The cop that murdered Anthony Lamar Smith, let me get his name real quick.
Salakia, Officer Jason Stockley.
Jason Stockley, that's it. He turned around and he planted a gun on that brother. He claimed he saw, wait a minute, let me go back. The initial stop supposedly was he saw a drug deal go down. The brother didn't have no drugs. After he murdered him, he planted a gun on him. The man had no prints, no fiber, no nothing, no fiber from his clothes, no follicles of his hair, nothing on this gun to say it was his, right? He turned around and went to court and said he shot him with his own personal AK-47. That's illegal for a cop to use, take their own weapons to work because they issue you weapons. You understand? They give you guns for you to utilize while you're at work. And he took his own gun, right? And said, do you not know what we're up against out there, Your Honor? We need that. What was that brother up against? You understand? He was up against a goddamn murderer, man. He was up against the devil, the Bible speaks of. And he lost his life that day. An innocent goddamn man. Okay? But this cat gets charged with forgery, and he's gonna get the max. He's gonna get the max for faking a goddamn COVID doctor note. Okay?
Salakia.
Murder an innocent black man, and you walk home, you get honest, you get time off, you get paid leave, you get paid, they raise you money, go fund me, and do every damn thing. Go ahead,
And Salakia, but let's not forget, Jason Stockley was recorded in his police car while chasing him, saying, "Going to kill this mother effer, don't you know it?"
Yeah, he did.
And he got acquitted of first-degree murder.
He got acquitted. Because that right there is, you're not, that was premeditated. You understand? That was premeditated. So you can't say, like, okay, even if a person, this is tricky too, in Esau's law, right? If a person say they finna do something to you or about to harm you in some type of way, and if you're about to defend yourself and you say what you just said, that right there will lead to criminal intent. That will lead to say, that was premeditated. You wanted to do that. You understand? Even though this person attacked you. And was the reason that you even said what you said. But in his case, this brother did nothing. And he said, I'm finna kill this MFer. And turned around and is now a free man on the force somewhere else, waiting to murder his next black man.
Yeah.
But this cat went on Google and made a doctor's note and turned around. Now he gonna get the max.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's lucky the gun that was found on Anthony Lamar Smith only had Jason Stockley's DNA
Of
on it.
course. Exactly. You can see him going into the back of the squad car, and you can see the gun. You see him grab something,
God.
but you know it's the gun. You understand? He tucked it and cuffed it and then walked right over, and his fellow co-workers watched him put the gun, plant the gun on him, and they said nothing. And they did nothing. They watched him. They helped, they aided and abetted in him committing the crime. They made sure that the coast was clear. They was watching to see who was around and all that. Go ahead, put it in there. You understand? And then guess what? He's a free man. He's innocent for murdering an innocent brother.
Mm-hmm.
But this cat made a fake doctor's note, and he finna get the max. And this is why we should not turn around and look for justice from America. The people that we want justice from are completely unjust. Completely, man. I don't even see how you even look at. I'm not going to charge you for making a fake ass note. There's a way to turn around and deal with that. You understand? Like, look, man. You better not do that no. That's a warning. Come on. He's a dumbass devil. He did a dumbass thing. Give him a warning. But murder somebody? You understand? Hook up some him. You know what I mean? That's what needs to happen. Okay? Not turn around and get arrested, get charged, finna get prosecuted. They finna have a whole court proceeding over him faking his mama's damn, I can't come to school now. You know what I'm saying? I need our class today. You know, I got COVID, I'm on quarantine, so I'll be back in 14 days. They finna actually charge him and have a court proceeding to waste city and taxpayers' money and everything else to try this devil for that reason, for forgery, but won't ever try him for murdering an innocent black, Hispanic, and Native Indian life. Go ahead,
Precept.
Go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
The Book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us,
As for everybody.
As for us.
As for we all one people.
As for us.
As for we all bleed red.
As for us.
As for us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, us Israelites, keep on.
Our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. How did you even expect for these people to help you? But look at what they do.
That's right.
They murdered you, but then turn around and charge them for forgery for giving a fake doctor's note. But when you murder an innocent brother, you go home.
Right.
You understand? Jason Stockley is a free man. Just like George Zimmerman. Like you said, he turned around and disobeyed everything. The whole protocol, he went completely against it all. And then ended up as a result of him doing every step wrong, that young brother lost his life. But he is a free man. And he was so free, he sold the gun and got about $90 million for I think $96 million. Now who do you think put that money in his pocket?
Right.
All of white America, man. That's just a spit, it's a slap in the face again. You understand? That's another spit and slap in the face of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. To say that we don't care because we murder you. You understand? What is your life to us? Nothing. They don't care. And they turned around and thought that was a good. They auctioned off the gun, man. And this cat got $96 million for.
That's like you right.
$96 million for auctioning off the gun he murdered an innocent damn Israelite with, man. That's the reality in this place. And this is why we need to do what the scripture says in Zephaniah 2:1, which is to gather ourselves together. You keep going to the voting poll to turn around and vote for the next damn slave master who's going to think they're going to treat you right. You understand? When guess what? We don't need to be doing that. You understand? I love Greg Johnson said, I'll vote when Jesus Christ is on back.
Yeah, right.
When he over there, he said, I'll vote.
Right.
Other than that, I ain't vote. You understand? Ain't no point of voting for no goddamn oppressor or voting for a brother who's going to do all the work of the oppressor.
Right.
What difference does that make? I mean,
Yeah.
the white man there himself. You understand? And that's actually what every black politician need to do, is get the hell out of office.
Right.
And let them do their own dirty work so they don't dumb just get a check. You want to do dirty work for the devil and then help destroy your own people. And that is ridiculous. But, I mean, this is how they look at us. How they look at us. But the charge just can't forgery. But let a goddamn murder go on.
Right.
You understand? But him skipping on class, he's going to turn around and give him back to that. You know what I mean? Turn around and like I said, murder one of us. Sandra Bland, the people that people responsible for murdering Sandra Bland is free. You understand? Go ahead, where you getting that short.
Okay.
They are free. You understand? Murdered Sandra Bland, and guess what? They at home. They just celebrated Valentine's Day with his wife. You understand? The cat that murdered Sandra Bland, like I said, if she even had a man, guess what? She don't now. You understand? If that was some brother's woman, it ain't now. She's gone while the family of the murderers is at home enjoying one another.
Right.
You understand? Tamir Rice, that little kid, was playing in the park and lost his life playing in the park. Guess what? Some parent now no longer has a child. You understand? Go ahead.
That's a lot here. Like, as far as this society, what is more American than a little boy playing in the park with the BB gun?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're supposed to do in this country.
Yeah.
Except if you're a nigger, because then the cops shoot you in less than 2 seconds. And when reporting about the shooting he just did, said, shot fired, suspect down, approximately 20-year-old male. That boy was 12. But immediately upon seeing him, and right after shooting him and walking up on his body, he said, a 20-year-old man.
When the caller came in and said it was a kid.
Kind out of my kind.
So how you even mistake this little kid for a damn grown ass man? And he ain't know what it looked like. No, you know we stay young for a long time.
Kind.
He
That
did
was-
not look like he was a damn baby. He
A
looked
baby.
like a baby, man.
Kind.
And he was a baby. You understand? And guess what? He was a little black baby. That's why the cop did not give a damn about taking his life. Jumped right out of the car. Did he even see the gun, the little toy gun?
I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too, because he jumped out so quick and just fired. He jumped right out and fired. I saw it.
The door was still open. It was less than 2 seconds from the time he arrived to the time he was dead.
Absolutely, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think he saw no gun. I don't think he saw anything.
Yeah.
But he murdered that that little boy, man. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. That's how they do it. But forgery? Oh, no, you can't. What? Did you actually give me a fake note? Oh, I'm charging you. You understand? Ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
And it actually shows what they care about our life. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Jump to the next one.
Yeah. My baby is in a box. They shot him 3 times. Mother of 18-year-old killed by state troopers. Continue to fight for justice.
Man, and guess I'm with the sister, man. You know, I understand what she going through, what she doing. But sister, that fight right there, it never. You understand? And matter of fact, I'm gonna play read a little bit of the article, and I'm gonna play the video so you can hear the brothers
Okay. It's been nearly 3 weeks since an 18-year-old was shot and killed by Virginia State Police troopers in Goochland County. The incident started with an attempted traffic stop and ended with the death of Xavier Hill. The incident was recorded on police dash cam, which Hill's mother, Latoya Benton, 3 other family members, and their attorney were allowed to watch. They are directly disputing what the police are telling the public. There are 2 opposing accounts of what exactly happened.
It's two what?
Opposing accounts.
It's two opposing accounts. Guess what? It's always opposing accounts.
Right.
The accounts never match up to what actually damn happened, man. Keep reading.
Sorry. There are 2 opposing accounts of exactly what happened during the early morning hours of January 9th. And 8 News is continuing to follow the latest for development and press answers. Salaki. Can I read this next verse real quick?
Good.
Lamentations chapter 4 verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. And once I get this video up, you will show just how they hunted this young man's damn step, man. Keep reading.
That we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come.
So we can't even go in our streets, man.
Okay.
We can't drive up and down the street. We can't walk up and down the street. Hold on one second. This they will pop up right away. Come on. One second. Hold on. Damn. I'm trying to play the video, but I want you to hear the sister and what she said. She did a quick little interview. That's her son. Man, I hate this pop-up shop.
God.
That's why it see, look at it, it won't even be able to come up, man. God damn. Let's see, one second. Okay, it's asking me to put the app in. Download the app. Go ahead, read it, bro. Read a little more why this going on.
Okay. Should be anymore. Okay.
One second, I know. Can I just interview
Okay.
No, I'm
Oh.
issues in front of the jury and be confident in the end result.
To do personal injury law in Virginia, you need to be empathetic with the client. They're going through a lot, they're injured, they're out of work. The insurance companies are used to pushing people.
Only 3 weeks since 18-year-old Xavier Hill was shot and killed by Virginia State Police troopers in Goochland. Two different accounts of what was shot and killed by Virginia State Police troopers in Goochland County.
Tonight, 8 News is taking action, following the latest developments and pressing for answers. Talia Cunningham's joining us tonight in the Digital Center with all we know.
There are two different accounts of what happened in the early morning hours of January 9th when Xavier Hill was shot, I'm told, 3 times by Virginia State troopers. The incident was all recorded on police dash cam, which Hill's mother was allowed to watch. Now tonight, she continues her fight directly disputing what police say happened, and the department is still refusing to release it.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Cries for justice are ringing out,
Release the tape! Release the tape! Release the tape!
sounding the alarm. Demanding Virginia State Police release dash cam video capturing the moment 18-year-old Xavier Hill of Charlottesville was killed by state troopers.
My baby is in a box. My baby is in a box.
Mourning the loss of her only child, Latoya Benton is sharing her side of the story.
GSA police murdered my son.
Police say Hill was speeding on Interstate 64 around 4:30 a.m. When troopers tried to pull him over, he sped up, leading them on a high-speed chase. Eventually, Hill's Mercedes became stuck in an embankment. Troopers say he flashed a gun and they opened fire. However,
I know what I saw. I know what I saw.
Benton watched the dashcam video and is directly disputing what police are telling the public. Benton said the entire incident lasted only 3.5 minutes, saying it started when her son was caught in a speed trap.
Then they're back to the video. You ready? You ready? He cuts the lights on. Xavier doesn't celebrate.
Benton says 15 seconds later, her son tries to make a U-turn and goes into an embankment.
They get out of the car with the guns drawn. They say, "Get out of the car! Show me your hands! Show me your hands!" I just told the boy to get out of the car and show you his hands. Okay? They said in the video, loud and clear, "Okay, my door is open." The officer goes, reaches for his door. So as he's like this, going like this, they shoot him 3 times.
Benton says 2 officers opened fire, one bullet striking Hill's left hand, and another piercing the back of his neck. She says her son was complying. Did you see at all in the tape a gun from your son at any point?
No. They're hiding something. They want to paint a whole typical picture of, oh, a black man had a gun and we're gonna try to justify it. They can't find nothing to justify what they did. How you feel, son?
Benton says her son is imperfect, and people are spinning the story, attacking her late son for his driving record. We searched online records which show Hill does have misdemeanor driving infractions. However, no record of violence or felony charges. Tonight, 2 polar accounts of what exactly happened on January 9th. 8 News filed a FOIA request to see that dashcam video for ourselves, but it was denied, citing an ongoing criminal investigation. As of last check, the troopers involved are on administrative leave.
Now, right now, Virginia State Police is investigating this entire incident. They're expected to provide their report to the Goochland County Commonwealth's attorney, who will make the ultimate decision if the troopers were just or not in their actions. Benton says she has hired a civil rights attorney and wants the officers arrested and convicted. Live in the Digital Center tonight, Talia Cunningham, 8 News.
Northeast.
That they ain't gonna do no such thing as convict no damn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not gonna turn around and say that they were unjust in what they did.
Yeah.
That's why it's taking
As
so
there's
long.
demanding answers for
And
delays
they're
in vaccine distribution. The county has recently ordered 8,000 doses, but only received 1,000. Members say they learned last week.
That's why they're allowing them to turn around and take the time to get their reporting in. You understand? It's been 3 weeks and nothing in 3 weeks. That's because they're allowing them time to make up their lives. You know what I mean? Go ahead, give me the next.
Counter. White Oklahoma teacher states that black 13-year-olds Black King T-shirt is racist and says we need a White History Month.
Wait, read that one again so they can understand. Read that one again, Warren, so they can understand.
Counter. It's a lot here. Yeah. Okay. Oklahoma teacher states that a black 13-year-old's Black King shirt is racist and says we need a White History Month.
So because he calls himself royalty, because he says he is a black king, then now he's racist. You understand? Read that article. Then DeBron said that there needs to be a White History Month. Every month is White History Month. Even Black History Month.
Right.
White History Month. What are you talking about, you big idiot? You understand? Like, white people are ridiculous, man. Go to read, huh? Good goddamn night. You got that one? Come on.
So
Get that, go ahead, read.
A black teenage boy in Oklahoma has stated that he was confused and embarrassed when his white middle school teacher informed him that his T-shirt, which had Black King written on it, was racist.
He's being racist for wearing our Black King shirt. Like, come on, man. You understand? Keep reading.
According to KFOR, the 13-year-old student, Latrell Taft, has said that during his school science class at Heartland Middle School, his teacher noticed his shirt, and instead of focusing on the subject, she turned her attention to the shirt he was wearing. She said,
Turn her attention to him, right?
kind of.
You supposed to teach. Keep going.
Slovakia. Okay, according to KFOR, the 13-year-old student, Latrell Taft, said that during his middle school science class, she said that if she had a shirt that said White Queen, it would have been racist, Taft said.
Who gives a damn? Because you say you a queen. Who cares?
Okay.
You understand? He's saying he's royalty. But you want to turn around and see, this is the thing that you got to know, is that these people just absolutely hate you for every single thing, just everything about you. You understand? They hate it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For you to have a shirt that says Black King, and for them to look at that and discuss and say, you know what? If I had a white queen shirt on, then you would have said that I was racist. You know what I'm saying? You would have said that I was wrong. And you would have went to your black politicians and you would have started a protest and you would have started marching all over the school. And you would have turned around and made me the bad person. You would have had someone say, oh no. You know what I mean? You would have had someone say, oh, look at what they're doing to me. I'm hands up, don't shoot. You understand? That's what you would have said. You know, because you got a white queen shirt on. It is more than
Yeah. Then after that, she said, we need a White History Month. I said, black people.
Wait. She's a White History Month. If my memory serves me correct, since I've been in school in this place, okay, every every month was White History Month.
Right.
Every class was a white history class. It was about how the white man invented this, the white man discovered this, the white man did that, and the white man did that, and Alexander the Great went around and killed everybody and did that, and that's all I ever heard and learned in history class was about them. You understand? So what in the hell is you talking about a goddamn white, we need a white history month? The month of February is White History Month.
Right.
You understand? There is no such thing as a goddamn Black History Month. Because they've stolen all of our inventions, and guess what? They're getting the credit. Go ahead.
I said black people don't have enough recognition, and we barely learn about black people in February at my school. So he said exactly what you just said about that school. Like, yeah, we ain't learning nothing about our people.
Right. So this month he's feeling real good about himself. He get a month out the year where it's supposed to be Black history, all about us being great, right? So he comes to class, so he great, right? And then the white woman focused and can't even teach class because he got a black king on his shirt. Okay? Good goddamn night. Go ahead, Rob.
Heartland Middle School released a statement regarding the incident. Edmond Public Schools is aware of an incident in a classroom at Heartland Middle School involving a district employee and a 7th grade student who wore a t-shirt featuring an outline of Africa and the words Black King written on the front. Upon becoming aware of the incident, the school site and the district began a prompt investigation, which is ongoing. District staff is also in contact with the parents of the student. If it is determined that the student was a target of discrimination, bullying, or racism, appropriate swift action will be taken as required by district policy.
Nice. You understand? Little man off a little bit with Africa. You know what I'm saying? I understand, he goes in the sauce, but he got the right idea. You understand? He is royal. He does come from a royal bloodline. You understand? He is an Israelite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Salakia, what investigation needs to be done? This is what happened. So this is obviously, under your definition, racist. He made no remarks about white people. He said he didn't go in there with a UPK shirt on talking about the white man. He didn't say that. That is not what he said. That was not that statement. He was making a statement about who he was.
And that statement saying that the white man is the devil is just simply fact. That ain't nothing racist at all. I get what you're saying.
Right, like.
For them to even accuse him. He didn't say or do anything. The shirt doesn't say anything.
It didn't even go as far as like black power. No, it just says Black King. That's it. Who I am.
He just said who he is. He's king. That's how you feel about his son. You know what I'm saying? And the white woman saw that and was infuriated. You understand? She couldn't even teach her. Just think about it. And it probably took her nails and scratched the board. Turned into a whole witch right in front of the class. You know what I'm saying? Jump to the next one real quick, man. I think was it the last one? No. Read the one with the we missed the other one too. The one about is it in there? The one with the protesters. We got that one already. Don't skip that. Where they gonna increase the law for protesters here in St. Louis. Pull that. We're gonna pull it in. You see, it should be at the top.
There's no link under that. It's just empty.
Oh, link it there?
Cover guy. So that's what cover guy.
You give me the last one.
Cover guy. oldest U.S. juvenile lifer released from Pennsylvania prison after 68 years behind bars.
Come on, man. You understand? A teenager, a juvenile. And in this place, that's what the scripture says, that our oppressors, this their beast that's moving over the top of our people, man, would have absolutely no compassion for the old or the young or the in between.
Right.
And it don't even matter which group you are. You understand? You can be old, you can be young, you can be in between. He don't give a damn. You know what I mean? This cat got out of jail 60-something years later, man. You understand?
When a 15-year-old Joe Legion last saw daylight as a free man, Dwight Eisenhower had just wrapped up his first month as president. Legion, now 83 years old, walked out of a Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, walked out of Pennsylvania's State Correctional Institution, Phoenix, on Thursday after serving nearly 68 years in prison.
70 years in jail, man. A kid.
Okay.
Just continue to say a juvenile life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? God damn. A juvenile life. That don't even go to that. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Legion of Philadelphia is the longest serving juvenile lifer in the United States. As he looked out upon the city from his lawyer's 8th floor office that day, he spoke to a reporter. "I'm looking at all the tall buildings," Legion told Philadelphia Inquirer. "This is all new to me. This never existed." Let's see. What he missed since he's been behind bars. Elvis.
He's been behind bars so long, he couldn't see the transition from the little shacks. You understand that, you know, him and his parents probably lived in to now the goddamn skyscraper. You know what I'm saying?
When he's Joe Legion is a 68-year-old lifer in prison. Is free after 68 years in prison since 1953. What he's missed: Elvis, Rosa Parks, Brown versus the Board of Education, McDonald's, state highways, rock, the moon landing, Alaska and Hawaii becoming states, tie-dye, bell bottoms, acid wash, and his whole life.
He missed all of it. You understand?
Yeah.
He went to prison as a child, man. And now, let him out when the man was damn near about to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How old is he? 80?
83.
83. 83 years old, man. You understand? This man lived his whole life in prison. Go ahead.
Raised on a farm in Alabama, Legion had little in the way of formal education, either before or after his parents moved north to Philadelphia when he was 13. Enrolled as a student in his new city, he couldn't keep up with his classmates and remained illiterate 2 years later when he joined a group of teens on a night that would forever change their lives. Legion was among 5 teenagers arrested for first-degree murder, assault, and other related charges for a string of February 20th, 1953 knife attacks that killed 2 men and injured 6 others. Philadelphia police officials said at the time that the boys, all aged 14 to 16, were affiliated with a recently formed gang known as the Headhunters. The teens, who were armed with switchblades, brought a couple of bottles of wine, and after getting drunk, went on a 2-hour, quote, reign of terror that left Charles Pitts, 60, a 65-year-old, Jackson Ham dead. The Inquirer reported. Let's see. Slovakia. 2 of the boys went on trial, but the other 4, Legion included, pleaded guilty on that June. The week before Christmas, he was sentenced to 2 mandatory terms of life in prison without parole.
Mandatory terms of life.
So, Slovakia. What's the point in charging anybody as a minor? If he's a minor, and all science points towards that he does not possess the capability to make rational decisions, then why? See, and that's the thing. That happens to us. That doesn't happen to the other nations. Our children get charged as minors. They get charged as adults when they're minors. They charged a convicted a 12-year-old boy. There was a nigger and put him on death row. A 12-year-old boy. 12-year-olds don't know what they doing. Like this kingdom is just excessively wicked. So you telling me a 15-year-old got drunk and then committed first-degree murder? How is any of that a stable person making rational decisions to commit a crime? That's not premeditated. That's alcohol induced. Like, a person isn't even considered responsible for their body at that time. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, it does in a wicked kingdom. Slovakia. Right.
This is where we need to turn from all of our wicked ways. I'm not saying that the brother did it or not. I don't know. That's not even why I'm saying that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that we need to turn from all of our evil ways and start serving God today. We need to start keeping His laws today. Because guess what? This is nothing new under the sun either. How many of our sons and our brothers and our nephews is lost in the system right now today? You know what I mean? And cannot damn get out. And innocent. And then back in them days, they was picking up any damn body. Any group they could find. What's the ones out in New York? Where the white woman accused them of raping her.
Slovakia, Central Park 5.
Central Park 5.
Yeah, okay.
That's what they was doing back in them days. Just picking up any nigger, man.
Yeah.
You understand? And hell, the kids, you come to them and they used to tell them, hey, you want to go to jail or you want to go home? I want to go home.
Yeah.
Did you do this? If you did it, you can go home. They used to do that.
Yeah.
And number one, it's not illegal for a cop to lie.
Yeah.
A cop can tell you a lie and come in there and say, hey, look, man, your mother told me everything. Go ahead, tell me. Tell me, your mother told me you did it. And then he sitting there, oh, hey, what are you talking? You know what I mean? He losing his mind, he's going crazy because he's sitting here in front of a goddamn animal. He hadn't committed the crime he was accused of. And then you got this guy coming there with that old, you know, your mother and your brother and your friends said that you did it. It was all you. Come on, man. Come on, just confess. You know what I mean? And they've been forcing us, man, for a long time.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot of brothers to turn around and admit to some things they have never even thought about.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Federal court records indicate that 1953 child transcripts reflect Lee's consistent claim that while he did stab one victim, the person he stabbed survived the assault.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 murders wasn't him.
Right.
He served 83 years, got 2 life sentences for a crime that he, as it says, consistently claimed since 1953 that the only one he stabbed survived. Assault, that's assault.
So yeah, yeah, he stabbed. He admitted to stabbing.
Yeah. So,
He killed him.
God.
You understand? So, and this is what we didn't do.
God.
We didn't deal with it, man. I mean, they put it on every movie. You know, all the movies that they remake, slavery. Hey, boy. Say
Yeah.
boy. You did it, boy. You're going to jail, too, boy. You know what I mean? That's how they do it, man. Yeah, they turned around. I'm sure they told him the same thing. Hey, boy. You know you did this, boy. And you're going to jail. That's how they do it, man. You know what I mean? Give me that Obadiah.
God. God.
Give me Obadiah, man. Good night. Sorry, the people Obadiah, only one of them.
God. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
The Lord's going to Edom. This is talking about the so-called white race. That's who Edom, Esau, or Idumean in the Bible is. That's who it's referring to. Okay? And the Lord said in that day, that day that he's talking about, that's the day of the Lord, right? That's when Christ is going to return. He's going to turn around and set this place in order like it's supposed to. You understand? And he's going to take our oppressor and he's going to put them in chains where they belong. That's where they belong, right?
Yeah.
You understand? They don't know right from wrong. They don't know justice. You understand? They
Huh.
can't help themselves. So guess what? God is going to have to do it for them since they can't do it themselves.
Right.
Since you just cannot distinguish when a man says that, or a child, not even that man, but a child says, well, look, I did stab somebody, but it wasn't this person right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Since you just turned around and said, well, you know what, you're going down for this anyway.
Yeah.
Since you can't help yourself, to lock up a child,
God.
a little kid. You know what I mean? A damn kid.
God. And
You know?
it's a lot here. Like even by the closest stretch of the law, the RICO Act hadn't even been invented yet. So it's not you could not tie him to the crimes of the other ones when he didn't do it just because he was in that organization. So that law was not established yet. So it doesn't fit here. So he should by no means should he have served anywhere near that amount of time. Like and it's like you were bringing out against James yesterday. That is not the penalty. That is not the penalty for that crime that he so-called committed. That's not the penalty in this country.
But they do what they want to do, right? You understand? And he did not want to answer that. He did not want to answer that. Because guess what? It's going to show just how much of the devil he really is. To turn around and say that a man stealing, or being accused of stealing some cigars, then he should have gotten his brains blown out. He should have gotten murder behind that. When no, like you said, that's not the penalty for the crime. You stealing, you don't get put to death because you steal. And then want to jump to the Bible and say, "What the Bible say? Thou shalt not steal." It do. That's exactly what it said. But it doesn't say kill you if you steal. You can't kill a person because they steal something. You know, they shouldn't be stealing if that's what they're doing.
Right.
But you don't kill them because they stealing something, man. I don't want to blow your brains out because you're stealing my car or my lawnmower or something like that. You understand? I don't want to kill you for a lawnmower.
Right.
And you know, it's something that I can go buy me another lawnmower. Now, I might slap you for stealing my lawnmower. You understand? I might do that. Okay, so I might take your jaw and slap you for you stealing it. Then we're going to go to your house and then we get my goddamn lawnmower back. I ain't going to Home Depot and buy another.
Right.
I'll do it that way. Right. But I don't want to blow your brains out for you stealing nothing. And then guess what? You ain't supposed to be serving those mandatory damn life sentences because you stab a person. And like you said, that law, that RICO law, where even if you're in this organization, if you was at home sleep, and you was in this organization, you still are an accessory to this crime.
Right.
You're with these people. You didn't even exist then. You know what I mean? So you couldn't even put that on, you know, the hand, what was it called? The hand, no hand,
Headhunters.
the headhunter guy. Okay? Now, see, you can't put him, he was in the bed sleep. He a headhunter, got a headhunter t-shirt on, but he was at home sleep. So you can't say that he did that because he did.
Yeah.
You know, just because he's affiliated with them.
Right.
You know, but this is them all day long, man.
Yeah.
And this is what happens to us, and that's okay. The Lord got something for them.
Yeah, right.
Keep reading, man.
God. And understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
They're going to be cut off by slaughter. You understand? That's what's going to happen to them. But first, they got to go serve slavery. You understand? Not so fast. So we ain't just going to kill you like that. You understand? Lord ain't just going to turn around and come down and just chop all y'all heads off. Most of you. Okay? But some of you got some work to do. Alvarisi got some buildings to do. He got a kingdom to build. You hear me?
Right.
Alvarisi Construction Company, he got some work to do. You understand? So guess what? They ain't gonna turn around and knock him out just yet. He got to build up Christ's kingdom, man. You understand? He got mansions to build. I want a bunch of them. You understand? Lord will, I'm in power, brother. I want a bunch of mansions.
Yeah.
All right? I'm gonna have Alvarisi building. Oh my God, I'm gonna have such a palace. You hear me?
Right.
And guess what? When you get back and you don't hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, right.
We did our answer. And that's the truth.
God.
That's the truth.
God.
Surrender unto them double for what they done to you.
God.
Yes, they think God, they think Jesus Christ is just such a nice guy. You understand? Where he's just going to forget all about the horrible crimes that the white man has committed. And then, you know what? That's okay. Heaven's for everyone. Heaven is for all people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Is it all? What are you talking about? Black racist? You know, what they call me. He thought I was a black racist.
Right.
I hated him because he was white. Well, I didn't say that at all.
Yeah.
You understand? But turn around and just think that everything that you've done. Now, you see, James didn't let Mike Brown off hook for that accusation of him stealing them damn cigars.
Right.
He did not let him off the hook, but he wanted him and his people to be totally off the hook for all of the crimes that they did.
Right.
You understand? But it's not going to happen. The Lord is not stupid as you, James. If you're listening, you understand? God is not as stupid as you. Okay? Jesus Christ is not an idiot like you, James. You're going to pay for what you've done.
That's right.
You're going to. And boy, you got a rap sheet so long. How could you not? I mean, the file, you know, what was that? It was like a cartoon or something. When they went to a file and they opened that damn thing up and it shot all the way across the white man's file, man.
Yeah, right.
That's his file. You gonna open that motherfucker and the damn drawer ain't gonna never stop open. It's gonna keep on. With all of the crimes he has. The thing that he did that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
people he murdered that we don't know. We know. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Certain crimes is you know, kids go missing and get raped and limbs cut off and ate and all of that stuff. We just know what he did us. You know, we don't have the actual faces to put with crime, you know, all of the case. But we know that that's who did that. And guess what? We open that fire, Christ opened that fire, boom, they're going to roll all the way up there.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
All the crimes you committed in St. Louis is going to start at one end of there, go all the way to the goddamn other.
Yeah, right.
It ain't going to stop. And they're going
God.
They're going as long as hell.
God.
Go all the way down there, and then all the way to the West Coast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a long street. And guess what? That's exactly
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Shame is going to cover them, man. They're not ashamed right now. I mean, who would be? You understand? They walking around with their chest poked out now. You can kill a black person, man, and go home and take a nap. You know, the brother that man, where was that at? Where the brother got murdered for the music in the car? He went home and had dinner with his wife.
Salaki, I believe that was in Florida.
Florida.
Kind.
That devil turned around, shot that brother, murdered him at the gas station because his music was too loud. What nigga don't like beats? You know what I'm saying? What nigga don't like music, man? And he's sitting there beating, boom, 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 enjoying himself, getting him some gas with his partners. And the dude turned around and pulled up and told him, turn that shit off. And the brother was like, man, who you talking to? And he turned around, pulled out his gun, and fired and killed that brother right there. Man, shot in the car, tried to kill everybody. I think it was like 3 of them in the car. Tried to kill all of them. You know what I'm saying? And one brother got hit, he got murdered, and this devil went home and enjoyed dinner with his wife, made love, and every goddamn thing else, man. And woke up the next day feeling good about himself. But guess what? One day, shame is going to cover you.
Right.
It's going to cover you. Go ahead, boy. Keep reading.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
You're going to be cut off forever, man. One day, and then in that day, the world will be a better place. You understand? It's going to be a much better place without the devil ruling, man. The scripture says when the wicked rule, the people mourn. That's all we can do here is mourn. The hell you so goddamn happy about when you're being oppressed? Your people is being destroyed with drugs that was planted in your neighborhood. You know, how the hell can you enjoy and be happy when you got your sisters prostituting up and down the street? How the hell can you be happy and enjoy this place? Talking about you love to live life, the hell kind of life we living here? To where you just enjoy it, man. Come on, man. Got our brothers being mass incarcerated for crimes they didn't commit, just like Jolie, just like Nietzsche, man. He didn't even commit the crime. But guess what? He went down for it and went in as a kid and came out as an old ass man.
Right.
70 years later, man. Goddamn shame. Keep reading, boy.
Verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast one of them.
Even thou wast as one of them. You understand? You was just like them. Okay? Esau, you was just like them. Okay? Keep on.
Verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother. In the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken so proudly in the day of distress.
So you should not have looked at black people suffering and say, you know what, that's what they get, man. You know what I mean? That's what they get, man. Look at them. Look at Pookie. You know what I mean? Look at what's happening to them, man. That's what they get. You know, you should not have said, you should not have spoken so proudly. You understand? They do it all the time.
Right.
Right? James started speaking so proudly. When he tried that black Irish mess, he was talking like he was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a black guy, right? All because he got a black woman. You understand? He really think he black. Okay, white boy really think he black, got a black girl.
Salaki.
Yeah.
And he grew up on the north side.
And he grew up on the north side. He said, I'm from the north side. What the hell are you talking about? But it was white. You understand? when it was white, yeah. You know what I mean? You went back to the north side and got you a goddamn woman. That's what you did. You know what I'm saying? You ain't from nothing. Okay? Go ahead and boy, keep going.
Okay.
You know what? Skip on down. Give me 15.
Okay. Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
The day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Every heathen has had a hand in our demise.
That's right.
In everything that we, all of our suffering. You know, they put businesses in the black community. Won't even give you a job. Don't even want to see your black. They don't even want us coming in their establishment. I still don't understand that. I still don't understand that. You don't even want me to shop here. You understand? But you put your business here for me to shop here. You understand? But then you hate, you beat our women when they come and buy hair and lashes from you. You know, you beat our women when they go and get their hands and their toenails done. You understand? Man, they turned around. The Chinese man beat a 16. This girl was 16, man. She was in a nail shop, and it was taking too damn long, right? And they turned around. This dude beat this sister like she was a grown man, all because he was taking too goddamn long with her nails, man. That's what happens to us in this place right here. But guess what? The Lord said the day of all the heathen is near. Go ahead, keep reading. Now finish it. And it says that it shall be done unto thee for the slaughter. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, and thy reward shall return upon thine own head. You understand? The Lord is not playing, man. He means business. You understand? And the heathens got it coming. Okay? And when Christ returns, ain't gonna be no talking. Ain't gonna be no, let me explain. What had happened was, the white man that talk about black people saying that. But what had happened was, but guess what? He gonna try that in that day, and ain't gonna be no talk. And with that, Shalom Israel, we gone, man. Go ahead, keep it.